Greetings and welcome back to Smartwatch Ticks. You are looking at the No.1 D6 smartwatch, which is an Android 5.1 square watch with buttons across the bottom, which are going to be important in this video, actually. But before I begin, I want to follow up on our first look video to inform you of something I did not know about then, but you should know about before you decide on this watch. The No.1 D6 watch, it does not support vibration. It doesn't have the vibration motor in here. If you set an alarm and put it in silent mode, you'll never know. If you have notifications you want to receive when you're at a meeting or in the theater and you have it silenced, you'll never know. There's no vibration motor in the D6. I don't know why. I've not had a watch ever, a smartwatch that didn't have a vibration motor in it. It just is not there. However, if you don't need vibration and you want to see what this thing can do, well, check it out. This is amazing. First of all, we're in the screens that you've come to know and enjoy, right? It all looks the same until I tap the home button. And now I'm in another whole place. This is called the Nova Launcher. And at the end, I'm going to give a special shout out to one of our viewers who kind of encouraged me on and on to give it a try. I knew it was going into new territory. But here we are. We have the Nova Launcher. So if I double tap, I've set it to come right back to our standard launcher. I click home, and now I'm in Nova Launcher, where I have access to widgets, just like you do on your watch. I have Django and Stitcher and Pandora loaded up on mine. And over here, I've got my music player, my streaming music from Google Play, where you can put 50,000 of your own songs up there, right? And play them. To the right, I've got a bunch of widgets and stuff, including Google. Oh, what's that in the background? That clock hands? That is a live wallpaper. And that's another widget that you can put on top. A bunch of the different things that I use from time to time. To the right of that, I got ABC News, which scales well for the watch. Here's another news source where you can just swipe through the cards, pick an article you're interested in. Like none of them. I don't know. There's one with a picture of a car. Let's see what it is. And it gives you, in tiny print, a little hard to read, but nonetheless, you can read the different articles in just a short amount of time. And head back. Yeah? Different pages in Nova browser that all lie under. Oh, and here's my alarms. I could set alarms because I actually touched the up here. But if I click in an empty space, they lie under here. And of course, if I swipe up, I'm into all of my other goodies. Oh, and yeah, they did fix it in a firmware update. If you're buying a new No.1 D6 and you want to rearrange the icons, you can now do that. You can move them wherever you would like. Pretty slick, huh? That is something that was encouraged, and it wasn't there in the first round, but now it is in the No.1 D6. So let me tell you about the Nova Launcher. This thing is a downloadable app that you can get from the Google Play Store, and then you're going to pay for the Pro or Premium version so that you have the ability to do these things like the double tap to go back and all of that. And just install it and use it. But one thing I want to tell you is basically how to set up that double tap thing, because it's not as easy as you would think. I'm going to go into Nova Settings. All right. Are you able to see this? Is it too bright? Can I dim it? All right. This is why, you'll see, I put this on the screen. Sometimes the display brightness doesn't activate, and I have to add it back again to dim it down so you can actually see what I'm talking about on the screen. So we were going into the Nova settings. More readable now? Good. Okay. And we want to go down to the gestures and inputs. And for example, I'm doing there's a swipe up, a swipe down, a double tap, swipe up with 2 fingers, swipe down with 2 fingers, pinch in, pinch out, all sorts of things you can set. I'm setting the double tap, so I click here. Now, you have all these things across the top, Nova and apps, and then the last one on shortcuts, you go here and hit activities. In activities, it's going to load up all of the different apps and things that you've got. You want to come all the way down to launcher. You click on launcher, you see a couple of them. Take the first one, and it's done. All right? Very challenging thing to find, but when you double tap now, it'll take you back to the other launcher. And if you weren't on the watch screens, you just simply hit the back button and you're back to the watch screens. All right. So a shout out to Miguel for the Nova launcher lead that he gave me that encouraged me to give it a try. I've seen this talked about on the XDA developer forums, and I know it can be installed in different devices, usually on phones. But the ability to put this on a square watch like this and have access to all of these different options, all these different apps that you can put in here. And it's as simple as simply hitting here, picking the app that you want. How about Breathing Zone? Perfect one that I wish I could put on this watch, but I can't, and I'll tell you why. I just pop it there, and it's there. When you load it up, it runs. Now, this is a really cool app that lets you... Where do we start? Start, play. You can set it to tell you your breathing pace, which is really fast right now, can you tell? But one of the nice features is it has a silent mode that would just vibrate and then vibrate again. And I like to wear it on my watch, on my arm while I'm driving, and be able to just monitor my breathing. You see how it's going slower and slower as it goes. And I like to be able to do that and just feel the vibration. This works. You can set it to talk to you, but it doesn't support vibration. Again, the No.1 D6, that's definitely a drawback and something that steers me away from this as a primary watch. But if you don't need vibration, you got yourself a really cool watch here that supports all of this. Oop. I can just press and hold and then say uninstall if you want to, or just remove. Double tap, come right back to my own home screen that I'm so familiar with and used to. Go back to my radar display, whatever watch face you want. You want it to start in the watch face? Well, make sure you're in the watch face when you leave. When you turn it off and you turn it back on again, or you flip your wrist, that's where it'll be. Again, thank you, Miguel, for turning me on to the Nova launcher. I don't know how it will work on a round watch. That's something worthy of checking out, but it certainly does a nice job on a really beefy memory type of a watch like the No.1 D6 with 8 gigabytes available and 1 gigabyte of RAM. And no vibration! Come on, put the vibrator in there, please.